Equalizer 3 is the newest movie and supposedly final movie in this Equalizer film series starring Denzel Washington and directed by Antoine Fuqua. In this movie, Robert McCall, he's still this retired CIA badass. He's currently spending time in southern Italy, I believe. He's just spending time in the small town, getting to know the people, getting to know the community. Really, he's forming some tight bonds and some good connections with the people here. He's really willing to call this place home. However, he quickly finds out that this town is being terrorized and controlled by this mafia group. They're just here terrorizing these people, making them do a bunch of things, just absolutely giving these people hell. So of course, Mr. Equalizer himself, he eventually approaches these guys and he says, look, I'm gonna give you this one chance. Just leave this town, leave these people alone, go do your thing elsewhere. And of course, they're all like, you fuck off, old man. And yep, now he's gonna go rain down the wrath of God on these people. I have enjoyed these Equalizer movies for what they are. They're fun action movies. They're a little bit more dialed back than movies like John Wick or Taken. But I like the idea of taking this seasoned actor. Well, I guess Keanu's not as seasoned as Liam Neeson or Denzel Washington. But regardless, taking this sort of seasoned actor, putting him in as this retired badass, kind of forcing him to come out of that retirement and just be that guy, that absolute force on these bad guys. Because everyone likes to see some old timer just come in and just absolutely lay out these scum, low-life piece of shit criminals in a movie. So what works in this movie? Okay, Denzel Washington, I mean, he's the man. What else can you say about him? He just plays this role so well. What I love seeing with him is when you see him interact with the community and these civilians and the people who just kind of take him in, I mean, he seems like the nicest guy ever. Like, he's tipping the waiters really nice. He's, playing soccer with the kids. He's hanging out with families. He seems like the kind of guy that would, run that neighborhood barbecue after church on Sunday and just invite everybody over for food. He's not like that retired hitman who's just closed off, quiet, doesn't really talk to anybody. No, he's very much a people person. But I do love seeing when he flips that switch, when he knows something's wrong, he's got to step in. It is a completely different personality. It's a completely different guy. Cool, calm, collected, but his demeanor is very much like, I'm going to give you every chance to back out of this, but if you deny it, it's going to end really horribly for you. Also, another performance in this movie, another character in this movie I really liked was Dakota Fanning as the CIA agent who starts working a little bit behind the scenes with Denzel Washington and taking down this mafia. Number one, it's great to see Dakota Fanning in a movie again. I almost thought she just retired from acting. I kind of thought she was like, yeah, I fucking crushed it as a kid actor, and now I'm just kind of over it. I'm done. But no, she's back in movies. She's back in a Denzel Washington movie for the first time since, I want to say, Man on Fire. Criminally underrated movie, by the way. If you haven't checked that out, please do so. But I really liked her in this movie. I mean, she has that banter with Denzel Washington. I really love seeing their chemistry. I mean, clearly that hasn't lost any touch. She kind of plays the whole, it's like, yeah, I don't think you're just a civilian. You've been involved in this sort of government work, and he doesn't really even deny it. He kind of just plays off that banter with her, kind of says how he knows that she works for the government. It's a little bit of a cat and mouse thing with the two of them, but in a very productive, work together kind of way. As far as the action itself in this movie goes, where I think this movie takes a different approach with its protagonist as opposed to John Wick and Taken, where the heroes just go in and absolutely just beat the ever-living shit out of these guys. Find whatever weapon they can, they're immediately good with that weapon and just waste people. In the case with the Equalizer, it's not really like that. And don't get it twisted, Denzel Washington can absolutely fuck somebody up. I mean, we've seen what he did in the last movie with a fucking credit card to somebody. But he's not really like, I'm gonna absolutely just get into an all-out brawl with you. He's a very smart, sort of tactical, I don't know if that's the right word, but he really just breaks down how to beat someone. He does that little stopwatch thing, and he just knows how long it's gonna take, and he just proceeds to do his thing. So as a result of that, when he goes up against these bad guys, he's always got the upper hand on them because of how smart he is. He knows how to take them down. He knows how to make them hurt. He knows what is required to officially just, put them away. But as a result of that, where I think it can detriment the movie a little bit is the action scenes, the fight scenes, where things are supposed to be really intense, and you're supposed to really kind of feel for his character. It's not really there because he's always just one step ahead of these guys. And that's what I can say a little bit about this mafia that he runs into. No one here is really that much of a match for him. No one here is a really superior mind or of a superior skill to really go to toe-to-toe with him. I mean, in previous action movies, you get this big antagonist to go up against the hero to make you feel like, okay, hero's got his work cut out for him. In this movie, I never really felt like Denzel had his work cut out for him. I just always thought, yeah, he's going to smoke all of them. So as a result, it takes a little bit of the intensity and the fun out of the movie when they could have had a little bit more in there. Also, I'm going to say this right now. I think the ending, a little bit anticlimactic and drags on a little bit. Like the situation's going down with the mafia and you're thinking it's going to be really epic and grand scale, or at least you're kind of hoping it will be because of what you kind of had to deal with and the fact that it's just been so easy for Denzel up to this point. But no, the final conflict just kind of ends how it ends, which is pretty quickly and pretty just kind of ordinary. And then you still get about 10 more minutes of movie that need to be wrapped up because they're going to wrap up some other storylines that were addressed but didn't really feel like they just belonged in the movie. There's just like some stuff that was just kind of mentioned for the sake of having a movie, and it's like, alright, we got to go back and address those even though they didn't really have anything to do with the movie itself. So all in all, The Equalizer 3, it's an enjoyable movie. Denzel Washington is great. It's so easy to root for his performance, root for his character. I love seeing him just flip that demeanor when he's got to take down some bad guys. Dakota Fanning was a welcome addition to this movie. I loved her chemistry with Denzel. I loved seeing how the two of them went about this mission together when they had to. Seeing him take down this mafia is fun, although I do wish there was a little bit more at stake with him and a little bit more, I don't know, thrills involving his character going up against these guys. But in the end, this is the supposed final movie in the Equalizer trilogy, and if this is indeed the end of it, we got a solid, I guess you could say, reintroduction to this concept that I know was very popular back in the day, but brought in for a new audience like myself. So I'll give it props for that. It did a swell job at that. Yeah, so that's all I gotta say, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video, and as always, don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you all next time.